What's up, FSG? What's up, Flow State Gang? And we are back for another video. We are back on GT Sport, and we are back with the Karting Championship Series. This, I believe, is round 11 of 12. So this is the penultimate round before next week we go into Horse Thief Mile. Is it just Horse Thief Miles or Horse Thief Mile 2?
Horse Thief Mile 2 for the final race of the season.
Okay, so we're going to Horse Thief Mile 2, but this week we are at Dragon Trail Gardens 2, right?
That's correct.
So we're at Dragon Trail Gardens 2. So we got Stoney with us here today. You know what I'm saying? Not really much, you know what I'm saying, really get to chop it up with. So Stoney, go ahead and let us know what the points is like and who's coming.
Yeah, so on the grid tonight we have Frost, me, Stoney Baloney, you, Alex, Ajax 97 in 4th, Hennessy in 5th, Island in 6th, the Lone Ranger in 7th, and Milan's Mako in 8th. As far as the points go, we're in the same order that we are on the grid as usual. Of note, there is a 27-point gap behind Frost to me, 8 points behind me to you. It spreads out a little bit after that. Ajax is 36 points behind you. Hennessy is 58 points behind Ajax. Hennessy and Island are both here tonight. That's the first time that's happened in a few weeks. There is an 8-point gap between them. After that, there's quite a gap before the next attendee tonight. Behind Island, we have Lone Ranger and Milan's Mako. Lone Ranger is tied with Rio Mad for 13th, and Milan's Mako is tied with Blazer for 15th points. They're both well out of the running.
Yeah, so
with one race left on the season, the people to watch are really going to be you, me, Hennessy, and Island. Frost at this point has all but clinched the championship. Interestingly, because we don't drop, we will never drop the last race of the season. We always get all the drops done before week 11. So if it weren't for that, Frost would have clinched the championship by now, but with a 27-point lead, in theory, if he were to miss the last race of the season, that would lose him the championship. So he still does have to make sure to not completely self-destruct in the last 2 weeks. Outside of that, though, he's got it wrapped up. You and I, though, anything could happen.
Yeah, so it's pretty close between us. We have a 6-point gap. We have an 8-point gap. So, so as you guys are looking right here, I kind of did a little bit of revamping with the helmet, the suit, and you guys are going to see the livery in the race. So I kind of went with more of an actual yellowish. I didn't go with the base yellow that the game gives you. I wanted to make it look more saturated, a little bit more vibrant. So it's like a honey yellow almost. So I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just make it look like the sun hit it or something, making it don't look so like ashy. It kind of just like, you know what I'm saying, didn't really look too cool to me. So I kind of revamped it. I had a few new sponsors. I removed the Autotech and made Bose more of a secondary sponsor. I added Monster. Some of the stuff are bolded with background, black background, Donut Media. I put the Nike stuff on the back, so you guys can kind of just see it. Looks pretty cool. It's a little bit more simple. You guys know me, I don't really go for too much of the crazy stuff, but we're about to go ahead and get to the grid. I'm gonna see you guys there. Alright, so we are at the grid, and right now we're gonna look at Mako. Actually, we're gonna look at Ranger. It's a little bit more of a field other than probably Mako. You can kind of see a little bit more of everybody's start. So I'm on Lone Ranger right now. We're gonna see what kind of start people get. It looks like Ranger actually gets away well, but Frost up front doesn't get away well, and I get away well. Stoney gets away well, so it's Stoney up front from me. To actually, Ajax overtakes Frost as well. Frost is in 4th, and it's getting a little bit tight up at the front, but it actually remains. So Ajax is now still in 3rd, from Frost to Lone Ranger to Hennessy, Island, and then Mako's a little bit behind. But now we're just gonna slipstream, kind of let it ride.
Yep.
Following Stoney through this little bit tricky area. You see, he kind of gets a little bit loose in that back end, and he goes off the track. So yeah, that spot can catch you out for sure.
We're already seeing what the theme for the night is going to be with drafting. Really tight pack racing and a lot of shuffling around, and the drivers are all close together on those straight stretches.
Yeah, it's really important to be close together. You can gain a crazy amount of time. So
yeah,
like
this
Lone
track
Ranger
also
gets a little bit slimy.
Has incredibly harsh curbs.
Curbs. Yeah, the curbs are crazy.
It seems like they're very aggressive. If you hit them with the carts a lot of the time,
these curbs are like
airborne.
Worse than F1 2021 almost.
Yeah, they're pretty brutal. Hennessy and I are neck and neck back in 5th and 6th place. Field's starting to spread out otherwise.
See, you're taking a little bit of a different line. There's a bunch of different lines you could take, but you gained a lot of speed through that turn, though. I think mine was definitely more of a slow in, fast out. You know, break a little bit like early, kind of carry that speed. I didn't want to break crazy late and carry too much speed. Like Frost he was breaking really. He wasn't breaking crazy late. It wasn't really too hard to break until the last couple corners, but. So my main objective right here, as you see, as you guys can look at my livery and stuff like that, check that out real quick. But as you like right now, my main objective is really just to stay with Frost, you know, and just stay in this slipstream. So Lone Ranger, he's struggling and kind of hit Hennessy off too as well. So he ran wide. He's gonna lose a few positions to Hennessy and Stoney. So Stoney's gonna want to try to get back up in the fight and probably get back up with me, because at this moment he still does have an 8 point. Well, at the moment he doesn't. At the moment you would probably a few points down. I'd probably say, what was it, 8? Yeah, I don't really know what it is. I can't really think of the points right now, but gained a position on Hennessy. Ajax is up front. Not really completely in no man's land yet. Still kind of in the middle of the pack. Not really with the guys from 4th to 7th. But now you see I'm up here and I'm just trying to stick with Frost. I don't really want him to get away. You know, I'm really kind of trying to use him to get away from everyone else, because, you know, it's hard to really keep up with Frost anyway. So, you see.
Yeah, but again, with this draft here, as long as you can stay in his slip, even though he's got a lot of pace on us, as long as you can cling to his bumper, you can kind of hang on, even if you're a couple seconds slower.
He was just dragging me. Yeah, he was just dragging me along with him. That's all I was letting him do. And you see, Hennessy tries to get the switch back. Ooh, and he yeah, that was too aggressive. Yeah, that was way too aggressive. Yeah,
we just came together there. It looks like he didn't really lose it. He just took a very aggressive line, and I didn't see him coming. So
he gave the position back, though, so that's pretty good sportsmanship.
Yeah,
from him.
I was really upset with him for that. But looking back on the tape now, it really wasn't as egregious as I thought.
42.5. I was, we're running 42.5. Frost runs a 42.7. So so he's literally dragging me with him. I was running 44 low, really low 44s in practice. I could have hit some 43s, but he hit 41s by himself, and I'm literally getting draft from him. I don't understand how he does it. I really don't. So now I don't understand either. So now I'm actually gonna try to take the position of him. I'm gonna actually try to slow him down to prevent him. You know what I'm saying? Because I still want to try to at least to get the win. So because I know I can hang with him. So maybe try to disrupt his timing a little bit. I feel like me and him have a good enough gap. Yeah, people were struggling a lot going through this. I would say, what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't even. I don't even know what to call it.
Looks like I picked up that position on Hennessy again, and then went off the track and lost it right away. So I'm hanging back in 7th by a gap now. Hennessy and Milan's Mako are paired up, drafting with one another. Lone Ranger's being a Lone Ranger, all on his own in 4th.
So I'm still
Island off the track back in 8th.
Frost.
He had a rough night tonight.
Yeah, he did. Ajax is still in 3rd, kind of in the middle of no man's land. Lone Ranger is in 4th, kind of a bit of the. Mako's in 5th. It's pretty good for him. Hennessy, and then you. So you're in the slipstream of Hennessy right now. So you're trying to make as many places as you can. And let's see what happens here. I want to see this.
Yeah, with the way the drafting is panning out, looks like you've got a gap on Frost. It looks like. He's off the track. He's off the track. Back in 3rd place.
So this right here kind of put a smile on my face. I was like, okay, this is exactly what I needed. Kind of just to make up from what happened last week. You know, kind of not really delivering how I wanted to. I can't really remember much of what happened. I think sort of the same thing happened last week in the feature race. It's sort of kind of what happened here. Yeah, I kind of got knocked off the line a little bit. You see Stoney runs a 47 right there, and Hennessy is attacking him back. So Hennessy's actually giving him a pretty rough time, I could imagine.
Yeah, he and I were going back and forth this whole race. It seems like I did not have a good first heat. I was doing pretty well in practice. I completely lost my mojo for the first heat tonight.
Yeah, I really actually like this track. I really like it.
I enjoy it too. This is probably the fastest track on the schedule, and as a result, like, mistakes cost big here. You have to be super smooth. If you let the cart get loose coming through a corner,
especially
or
that corner
if you don't
right
quite
there.
get the throttle control right, you can lose like a second or two just on one mistake.
Yeah, you just gained a 1.8. You just gained 1.188 right there just in the first sector alone. So
running in 6th now.
So, Ajax and Frost right now are battling into the hairpin. So I imagine Ajax really wants to get as many points as he can. I don't really think he's fighting anyone at the moment. I think in points he's in no man's land too as well. So if I were him, I would let Frost pass, maybe just get right next to him. Not really pass, but get right next to him and then kind of form in his slip. So
yep, either block him or really let him get by early enough to slingshot around him.
Yeah. Ooh.
Looks like he's trying to throw the block on him.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to throw the block on him.
Going side by side into the final corner.
Oh, this is going to be close. Ugh.
I think Frost is going to get him. He's right in the perfect spot to slip past.
He's going to try to block him.
I bet Aaron's going to throw a block. Yep.
Oh.
Neck and neck. What a finish there.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. That's
Mako
crazy.
coming in fourth.
Mako coming in fourth. That's nice. Ranger fifth. Stoney
Ranger fifth.
Sixth
place for me. That may have been the worst finish I've had all season, actually. Actually, you know what? Not true. I did finish in sixth in the feature at Streets of Willow Springs back when we had our peak turnout at 10 drivers, but this is my worst finish other than that.
Yep. So Island's going to cross the line, and we're going to go ahead and get into the next race. All right, so we are back for the second heat race. We got another 4-lapper. I believe the last one is going to be a 6-lapper. We are at Stoney's POV, so we're going to see what kind of start everyone can get. Let's see what kind of start Frost can get from all the way back here. And
picks up a little ground on you right away, just kind of inching towards you.
Okay.
Neck and neck with me.
I kind of really tried to take it
corners.
really like slow through here, especially being in the back. I kind of just want to just like, you know, be really patient with it. Oh, looks like
the second he's starting from the back, it gets real sketchy every time.
It does. It really does. You see, I'm being really careful with it. I think me and you were right next to each other.
Frost, too, he's hanging out in the back. I don't think he even wants to make a pass until we get to some straights.
Yep.
Island screws up. He's back in 8th place. And who's that off the track up there? Mako.
That's Mako.
Dropping back.
And he's still dropping back. I think he spins it right now. Yeah. Oh, yeah, he spun it. It won't even let me go to him. That's crazy. Island, something happened to Island, too. Oh, okay. Somehow I got past you.
Frost has passed me as well.
And I'm passing. And I'm about to pass Lone Ranger on the inside right here, and I think I just get a little bit too much oversteer, and I kind of let it go a little bit. That took a lot of. I yanked that wheel like crazy. Frost is already up in the 2nd place. Hennessy's up in the 1st.
Still very tight. Anything can still happen here. We're all in each other's slip except for Island and Mako.
So Lone Ranger's gonna catch some crazy time. Goes really wide. Ooh, that could have been bad. He could have. Lone Ranger could have punted Frost right there. Oh, Frost is going to go on the outside of Hennessy right now. That's a solid move from him right there. But Hennessy's going to be in his slipstream. And now it's just a slip, bro. It's just, I'm not going to lie. This is a DRS train right here.
Hennessy was performing pretty well tonight, just generally speaking. There were a couple instances, like there was some contact between he and I in the first race. He made a couple mistakes. But for the most part, he ran very strongly tonight.
Yeah, for sure. And then, Lone Ranger's going to try to defend the inside. I think you went wide, and I kind of gave you a little bit of a love tap. That's okay. I kind of seen you there. I didn't really want to go too wide on my line because I didn't want to, like, punt you even more.
Yep, I had a little rub with you, a little rub with Ajax. I dropped back to 6th.
Hennessy's
still with
the
pack, though.
Still doing pretty good.
Top 3 shuffling around here.
Ooh, bro. Lone Ranger's taking a really risky line, but it's actually a pretty quick line. I'm not going to lie. It's not bad. Really whiskey one.
Wow, he's right up on the
he gets on those curves.
Got him.
Wow. Oh, and I'm gonna gun in the inside and get the overtake. I kind of hit Hennessy, and then Lone Ranger hit me. So it was kind of good for me. I'm still kind of just chilling in the middle. I'm not gonna lie. I cannot stop looking at my livery, and I'm gonna try to get this cutback this time. See if I can actually do it right, but no, I don't. But I am going to get to slipstream. Hennessy's kind of slow on the hairpin. I'm going to see what's going on back here. I think you're still back there.
Something happened to Ajax. He's back in 6th by quite a margin now.
Yeah. Oh, he lost. No, he just lost the DRS train when we on last lap on the front stretch.
You see, really? He's got like a 5-second gap, it looks like to me.
Yeah, he created that gap when we were in that DRS train. He wasn't there. He wasn't in it.
Crazy.
So that's literally how much effective. Even with everybody being cluttered going to the first couple of turns, that's literally how much time you miss. And I'm trying to go on the outside. I know I'm probably going to end up getting some slip off of somebody, but we all decided we were going to bump each other, so we just did. And then Yeah, ended up
Frost
working
is just
out.
walking us now. He's taking
Yeah,
advantage
Frost
of the
is
fact that
walking.
we're all.
He's still with him being out there and we're us like he's still like just walking away with it as they went
Hennessy
wide.
just straight lines it off the track.
He locked up. He definitely locked up.
Wow.
So now that's gonna give you an opportunity. I think you and Hennessy
Neck
might
with
work
Hennessy
here.
now.
Yeah, you guys are neck and neck now. So going on the POV of the car, let's see what happens here. Let's see if he's gonna defend. Oh, he brakes really early. It's almost as if he let you go. But I think
Yeah, he might not be
as confident. Yeah, he's definitely not confident going into these turns. So I could definitely see that from Hennessy, and that's okay. That's all good.
I'm pretty sure after the first heat too, he was just trying not to get into shit with me.
Yeah. Oh, and Lone Ranger goes off the track, and he was
I'm gonna pick up a position. Hennessy is also going to pick up a position.
Hennessy's gonna pick up a position as well. Frost is walking right now. I'm in second from Stony, and Ajax is still back there in sixth. To see if he can probably make some positions up as we have after this about a lap and a half left.
Oh,
There's a bit of a lockup.
Himself.
Hennessy spins it now, so that's one more place for Ajax. Let's see if Ajax can make this place up on Lone Ranger, and then we're gonna see.
Yeah, I'm not sure much else is gonna happen here. We got Frost way out ahead. Unless something really bad happens, he's gonna hold on to that. You've got me by a somewhat comfortable gap. Again, I think you'd have to make a mistake for me to catch you, because pace-wise, I think you were probably on average a tenth or two faster than me tonight. We were really close, but I think generally speaking, you were pulling away from me.
Okay. I could definitely see that.
Yep, looks like you're gaining on me here.
Yeah, my fastest lap is a 45.0, and yours is a 46.3, but obviously, 45.2 right there.
Did you see what happened to Ajax here? He's back behind Hennessy again.
Yeah, wait, what?
Yeah, he's got a gap to Hennessy now.
Dang.
He's like evenly between him and Mako. Must have gone off the track.
That's crazy. Frost is way out of there. You see Stony is right behind me. Lone Ranger is in 4th place. Hennessy is in 5th place ahead of Ajax. You know, really take it. Let's see what the difference. Ooh, you went a little bit wide there, but I think that might have been a strat. That was a risky line, probably trying to carry some speed, right?
Yeah, I always try to take my line as wide through those two corners as I possibly can, but I got my wheels off the edge there, and it's real slick on the outside, so if you do that, you lose a bunch of time. So that seals it up for me. I'm going to be back in 3rd unless I lose it again and end up in 4th, but I think we're going to wrap things up pretty much the way we're sitting right now.
Yeah, I think that might just be what it is. I'm not going to lie, yeah, this track is definitely probably one of my favorites. I think my favorite would probably be Streets of Willow Springs 2.
Oh, Ajax got loose. There's a very short gap between him and Mako now. That might actually be overcomeable before the end here.
And Hennessy's up in the 4th? What happened to Lone Ranger? Oh, he must have messed up on the hairpin. Oh, Hennessy's about to get a 4th place. Let's see what he... Oh, let's see.
Hennessy spins again.
He spun it. Oh, my
Hennessy
Lord.
back in 5th. That's going to give Ajax a bite at him.
Oh.
He's still holding off Milan. It's actually getting interesting here at the end.
Oh, no. Yep, Ajax isn't far away. But wait, Milan is kind of...
Final corner here. Let's see if he can grab some slip.
Milan, I don't think he's going to make that slip.
Yeah, and he's eating that berm. Nope, that seals it for him.
So, P1 for Frost, P2 for me, P3 for Stony, 4 for Ranger, 5 for Hennessy, 6 for Ajax, 7th for Mako, and 8th for Island. Alright, so we have a 6-lapper to go. I thought it was 8, but it's actually ended up 6. For some reason I thought it was 8, but now we're going to be at my POV, so we're going to see what happens here. It's getting a little bit dark outside, so we're going a little bit through the day, and we'll see if we get a good start
Frost
right
jumps
here.
the start. I haven't
Frost
seen that this season.
actually jumped the start right here, and then goes off.
Big shake up early.
So this, you guys probably already know what might happen here. I don't know. Y'all know how Frost get. He be wanting to show off. He probably did it on purpose. All right, so going through the back.
It does seem like every feature he screws up at the start and then makes up half a lap for the win. So
we got Hennessy up front again, going actually side by side with Ajax going into these couple consecutive turns, and he's going to cut it in really quick. We got Stony up in 4th. Stoney's going to try... Actually, no, Lone Ranger's going to try to fancy it. Whoa, what happened there? Oh, my Lord. This is good racing going on up here. And actually, I get a speed boost. I think we might have had a bad exit going into coming out of those turns.
Frost is off the track again.
Frost
He's spinning
off
in the grass.
the track, and he spun.
All right, not quite half a lap down yet. He'll probably screw up one more time and then start making a charge.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. So now we're going into this. I think I went on the inside line to try to defend from you, and it didn't really work out, but I wasn't really too mad.
And
I'm like, okay,
Hennessy self-spins. This is the most problem part of the track for him. That hairpin's tricky.
Yeah, that hairpin is really tricky. You can't be too crazy with the throttle. And now I'm just chilling in the slipstream. Hey, Stoney's going to push Lone Ranger. You see, I am getting gapped a little bit.
See, I'm actually bumping Ranger. I was giving him the bump because I was trying to get us both around Ajax here. I'm going to take the inside. Ajax goes wide here. You take my inside. So the order pretty much inverts there.
Oh my. Okay,
Ranger spin.
All right, so from Ajax's POV, Lone Ranger's going to go on the left side of him, and then Stoney's going to come on the right. So now he's sandwiched in the middle. So Stoney looks like he tried to stick to his line, but didn't really have where much to go. So Ajax probably would have wanted him to back out. And then my POV here, as I'm kind of just being patient, not really wanting to pursue these three. And then so I break, you know what I'm saying, whatever, like that. I come underneath Stoney, and then I see Lone Ranger goes off the track. I'm like, all right, I'm cool. No, I am not. This dude literally, because of his mistake, which, you know what I'm saying, it's a racing incident, whatever, like that, he throws me into the wall. So, yeah, I was livid. I've
got a pretty comfortable gap in front of Island now. I remember this being about a 4-second gap, and I'm in front of the guy who's taken last in the first two races, so I'm feeling good right now.
This is literally the worst thing I would have ever wanted. I was just, look how far back I am, and I got Frost behind me, so Frost is like, bro, we need to work. I was like, okay, I really didn't think he was going to say that, but I'm like, okay, we can work. Oh, we got 6 laps.
We forgot to point out, Ranger felt so bad about that he left the race immediately. So we're down to 7 drivers in the feature. He felt real guilty about taking you out.
He was like, I was like, no, bro, it's racing. You know what I'm saying? You messed up. Yep. You know, you don't really think you deserve a penalty for that. You know what I'm saying? No.
Looks like Island self-spun, took himself out. So now we're down to me and Ajax up front with still quite a gap. Milan's Mako's hanging right onto Ajax. Back to Hennessy's on his own.
He loses it on the curb. You cannot get on those curbs. That's rule number 1. Cannot get on those
Mako
curbs.
drops back to 4th.
So Mako's now going to drop back, and then I'm sitting here behind Frost. Frost actually, he slowed down to actually let me catch some slip. I powered through that one. He slowed down to actually let me catch some slip. So
yeah, this is the only track on the karting schedule where that's really a viable option. Either of the layouts at Dragon Trail, drafting is huge.
Yeah, it is.
Any other track, I'm not sure it would have been worth it for him to do that, but here I think it definitely was.
Yeah, no, it for sure was. So he dropped back to help. He only dropped back just a little bit, and it wasn't really much. But now Milan is going to fancy a move on Hennessy. Let's see what he chooses. Is he going to stay on there? Oh, he's going to just kind of just be patient, wait it out. I kind of feel him on that. Okay, they take pretty smooth lines. Ajax actually doesn't really get the best line.
Hennessy's going to get a bite at him.
Now Hennessy's going to get a bite at him. Milan is still kind of there. Let's see if he can get that slip. See if he has it.
So the front straight. Hennessy takes the inside.
He's definitely got it. All right, so Milan is catching like crazy right now. Milan's going to choose which way is he going to go?
Everybody hugging
the he's on the dirt. Oh my Lord.
He goes off the track.
Oh, and now he's on a pits exit. Okay, that's not
firmly
good.
Back into 4th. I think Alex, yep, you're going to gain a spot on him as well as Frost. Island is still comfortably in last place. Milan's still off the track spinning.
Me and Frost are beaming it, and I'm just trusting Frost to stick with me, and I'm pretty sure he can stick with me. I'm like, okay, bro, we got to go. I'm like, bro, at this point, I just need to get as many positions as I possibly can, and then...
Looks like he's caught your slip. He's gaining on you here.
Yeah, so me and him doing a little bit of work.
Working to gain.
And Hennessy and Ajax, I think they're not even really working, trying to battle. Hennessy gets really loose right there. Hennessy gets really loose. I'm kind of impressed that he was able to save that. That was nice right there. So he saved that.
Yeah, Hennessy just performing tonight.
Yeah,
not typically one of our top drivers, but tonight he really put it together.
Last race he did pretty good too. I think we were talking about him last race, the way he was doing pretty good. So now
his finishing positions haven't been great, but I mean, for the first couple laps of each race, he's done pretty well. He only took, I think, where was he? He was 7th in the first heat out of 8 and 5th in the second. I don't think his finishes really reflect his overall performance tonight, though. I think this is a good week for him.
Yeah. So Frost, I was not gonna let him go because I knew he wanted to fly, and I'm like, bro, I'm not letting you go. I know you let me help you get here, and I was like, you're gonna help me get my job done. I was like, we're not finished yet.
Looks like you guys are going to swallow up Hennessy right now, make easy work of him. I'm shortening my gap on the lead. I actually bobbled off the track, went airborne over one of the berms here, but somehow I kept it on the track. I about crapped a brick there.
Yeah.
Ajax is sniffing me.
Is he really?
Still looks, well, no, it still looks like quite a big gap, but he's gaining on me steadily.
Yeah, and the three of us, I actually, Frost goes a 42.5 there, and I think I went, I can't even see mine.
Hennessy ran Frost off the track.
Hennessy
got into his rear bumper on entry.
Yeah.
Yep, he got into his rear bumper on the entry of that
So
corner.
that probably wasn't really the best for
entirely.
me. That probably wasn't really the best for me. So Frost is off the track now. So
yep, you
now I'm trying.
Help.
Yeah, I lost all my help. So now I'm trying to do it myself. I'm like, okay. And I'm really like getting into my head. I'm not gonna lie. A few corners I think really here as I was trying to make up as much time. I made a few mistakes. You see, I drifted a little bit there. It took me crazy amounts of steering.
I actually noticed Hennessy does not like going into that section side by side with people. I think he lifted for you just like he did for me in the last race to get behind you.
Yeah, he definitely did. Yeah, he's kind of.
So now you're in the hunt for Ajax. Hennessy's trying to keep it in 4th place. Frost back in 5th doing his thing. He's going to make another run at it.
Yeah, he's definitely going to try. He's not that far back either.
Ajax getting loose. Is this going to be it for you?
Yeah, I'm just going to push him forward. That puts you in a good position.
You're probably going to wrap him on this straight here. Are you going to bump him?
Yeah, I'm going to bump him.
Look at that. Playing the long game, trying to catch me. I actually remember this. I was watching the gap shrink in my on the ticker on the left side there. You guys are gaining temps on me here.
So I went wide. I decided I wanted to stay behind him. Like, bro, Ajax, keep it fucking together.
All right,
I'm like, bro, we got 2 laps and he's right there. I feel like I have enough time. I said, I feel like if Ajax would have stuck with me right here, then we would have been fine. But I was trying to stick him. I was like, okay, I feel like 2 laps left. I think right now I said I got a 2-second gap.
Looks like he's still holding on to your slip. He's
he
picking up a little bit of time.
So I'm like, okay,
on
cool. I'm like, all right, good. You know what I'm saying? He's sticking with me. But I got Hennessy behind me.
Giving him bump
I don't know what he's going to do. So I'm like, okay. I get a really, really solid line through here. And Hennessy's getting a little bit off there.
Self-spins.
And I actually made up quite a bit of time on that corner, just on that one turn. And I'm like, okay, 2 more laps left to go. Let's see what's going to happen. So about 1, 2, about 2.5 seconds. Last lap was a 43 flat. Your last lap was, oh, actually, no, my last lap was a 45. Your last lap was a 46, so I gained a second. And then my lap before that was a 43, and your last one was a 47. So, yeah, I mean, I was trying
you're picking up quite a bit of ground on me.
I was trying my hardest, so.
Oh, Frost is right on Hennessy now, so he's still in 5th, but he's about to start moving through again.
Yep, so.
He's going to make the move on Hennessy, it looks like, guessing in this hairpin here. Yep. It's going to take the inside on the exit, get past Hennessy.
Let's see what happens now. See how he catches. And now I'm not that crazy far behind you. I wish I was a little bit closer, but I'm like, bro, can I make up this time? I'm trying to apply as much pressure to you, like, mentally. I'm trying to make it as a mental game, but I went really wide there, and I kind of made up a little bit there, but it's really not what I wanted. It wasn't smooth like I wanted, but I still gained time, though, so somehow I feel like if I would have gained even more time if I didn't mess it up, but.
Frost on Ajax's rear bumper now. I think he's going to make the move on this next straight.
Yep, he chooses the outside. Hennessy is still here. That's crazy. Hennessy's still here. So Hennessy's still there. And now these guys are going to go 3. They're going to bump draft and try to catch
Hennessy's going to choose Ajax. Not quite enough to keep him ahead, though.
I drift into that corner. That was crazy. Here comes Frost to Ajax and Hennessy. Hennessy is going to find some slip on Ajax into this corner. Let's see how aggressive he might have taken this
corner. Look at that gap from you to Frost. We're on the last lap here.
Right here, I think I might have went wide. No. I went wide just a little bit, just a tiny bit, and it didn't really kill me crazy much, but to Frost it did, but to you it really didn't. So, like, I'm just, at this point, I didn't know Frost was behind me. I didn't know Frost was behind me until right about the hairpin. No, right here. This is when I figured out Frost was behind me, and I'm like, no way.
What a finish this is going to be. Holy cow. Ajax and Hennessy are neck and neck. You and Frost are neck and neck. My lead is shrinking quickly.
So he's right there, and I'm trying to squeeze. I'm like, bro, you're not going to take this away from me, dude. I was like, I worked all this hard, and you're just, I was like, bro. You got so many points. Why would you do this to me? Like,
I mean, with an 8-point gap between you and I had poor finishes in the heats. If you had come out ahead here, that would have been huge.
for me, yeah. I mean, it would have been definitely huge. And now Frost is gonna get a crazy run on me. And I'm not. And I think I grabbed your slip right here, but it definitely wasn't enough. I would have needed 4 more tenths to actually really do something.
Frost is just perfectly positioned here to get the slingshot on you.
And I tried my best to block him.
And
I went on the inside, and
well.
I could not block him, and I squeezed the fuck out of him.
Oh my god! Pop back to Ajax and Hennessy quick too. Look at this. Ooh, Ajax threw the block down, and Hennessy just barely kept that position.
Yeah, that was a crazy ending.
Wow.
That was a really good race. That was great. This whole thing was great.
Yeah, no one's taking any prisoners here.
Yeah,
it's getting right down to the end of the season.
We need to keep this track for next season. I'm not gonna lie, that was really good.
Heck yeah.
Hopefully, I think GT7. Hopefully, it'll have it in
GT7. I believe they're going to have all the same tracks plus a couple new ones, from what I understand.
Cool. Yes, there are.
If anybody knows, you can comment down below. But that's
so that's basically going to wrap it up for this one. We're about to go ahead and get into results and points. Island's going to finish in P7. All right, guys. So we are back with the points at Dragon Trail Gardens 2, finishing up the penultimate round. So in the first heat's finish, I believe I won the first heat. Frost is second, Ajax in third, from Mako to Lone Ranger, and then Stony in sixth, so that was pretty big. Hennessy seventh, and then Island in eighth, and then moving on to the next heat. Frost ended up actually getting the win here, and I actually ended up second, and then Stony, Lone Ranger, Hennessy, Ajax, Mako, and Island with another last place. So at this moment, I'm like, okay, it's looking pretty cool. It's looking pretty good. You know what I'm saying?
Coming out of these heats, we were down to a 2-point gap between you and I with 8 points, because each position is 1 point in the heats. Yeah. You gained 5 points on me in the first heat and another point on me in the second heat. Yeah. 8-point gap to start with puts us down to 2. So the feature was super important for this race, considering that the gap between the positions is 2 points in the top 3 at least, and that's usually where we finish.
Facts.
So yeah, my poor performance in these heats was pretty critical to you.
So the grid of the feature was None and Island, Hennessy, Mako, Lone Ranger, Ajax, Stony, Alex, and then Frost. Frost actually ended up getting a bad start. And then at the end, towards I think it was the end of the first lap, Ajax and Stony had a bit of an incident, and then directly after that, me and Lone Ranger ended up having an incident due to it was a chain reaction basically of what's happened before, and then I wanted to be patient with it, and then it was like, I couldn't even see what happened, you know what I'm saying? So kind of a bit of unfortunate, but Hennessy was up there as well. He actually ended up getting a 5th place finish. I was going from the top. So Stony gets a win. So what this means, and I kind of talked about this in the last video. So Stony gets a win in karting. And I was really, really upset after the race. I slammed my head. I was really upset with what happened. You know what I'm saying? I was gutted.
Pulled a Toto.
Yeah, it was bad. I pulled a Toto. I fucked my headphones up, literally dead ass. I feel bad for my headphones. My headphones probably hate me now. Stony wins, and he has a win in the Park League and PlayStation Auto Racing in every single series, in GTA, in the Variety Series, and in karting. And that is a crazy ass stat.
Yeah, I'm the first person to do it. I'm pretty proud of that.
First person to do it, and I really, really wanted it. And I felt like I definitely felt I had better pace than Stony here by just a few tenths. And I felt like with Frost making the mistake he had in the first lap and seeing how far back he was, I knew what was about to happen. I'm like, bro, I was like, bro, especially with the slipstream, and he's all the way back there, is like, even though he's that quick, it's just like, this is the opportunity, and then I just get taken. I'm like, fuck. It was 3 things. It was kind of just like me getting taken out, and then obviously me not getting the points, and then Frost taking the position away from me was gutting too. So it was just, it just really wasn't it. You know what I'm saying? But Stony going ahead and gets that dub, but Frost ends up actually taking home the most points for the night. I actually did end up taking the second most points in the night with 65, so it wasn't completely a whole lot I could have been mad about. I just felt like I had an opportunity that not to really. It was Lone Ranger's fault, but he didn't really do it intentionally. Kind of, took me away from the opportunity of getting a little bit more points before the last race. So Stoney gets third to the third most points. Ajax gets fourth. Hennessy to Milan, Mako, Island, and then Lone Ranger. I think Ajax actually got 58. So, and then what happened with Lone Ranger and who did you say that actually with tied points, and then I think a Ranger actually ended up getting.
We had a three-way tie for second to last in points tonight. Three people had 54 points: Hennessy, Mako, and Lone Ranger. This has been kind of a night. I say this a lot. It's something I got from my uncle growing up. He always used to say that it's better to have an ounce of luck than a pound of skill in racing, and tonight that was really the case. I had some bad luck in the first heat, took 6 because of some contact I had with Hennessy, and then I had a self-spin that put me out of contention for second or the win in the second heat. And then the same thing in the feature, there was lots of bad luck going around between you, Frost, Ranger, Ajax. Everybody kind of had a bad stroke of luck in this race except for me.
Yeah.
So I kind of tripped over myself on the way to a win tonight. And as a result of all the craziness that happened during the racing tonight, the points wound up being pretty wonky, where despite winning, I took third points-wise. Frost walked away with the points win, and you picked up 2 points on me despite finishing 2 positions behind me in the feature. So we haven't really had a race pan out like this. Only one person took home less than 50 points tonight. This also ends a streak of sweeps for Frost. He was coming in off of 2 straight sweeps, and so this was a pretty interesting night. This might be the first time Frost has ever only won 1 race in a night. He consistently has won at least 2 out of the 3, so a rough night for him. As far as the points go, it didn't really shake anything up in the top 10. Ranger gained 4 positions, but he's just in the bottom half of the field where a lot of people haven't attended many races, so just showing up tonight gave him at least 3 of those spots. The 4th one because he performed. Actually, he took last on tonight, so just showing up gained him 4 positions. Mako gained a position just because of showing up tonight. In the top 8, from 8th on up, nothing really changed, although the gap between you and I shrunk to 6 points. So going into the final race, that's going to be pretty critical. We were looking over this earlier, and there were only 2 races this season where you beat me by 7 points. So it is possible, but you're going to have to put together a good performance and hope that I finish 1 or 2 positions behind you in at least 2 of the races in order to pull out the season win. Frost has a 31-point gap to me, so it looks like as long as he shows up and runs all 3 races next week, he's going to clinch the championship. But yeah, anything can happen between you and I. Ajax is 43 points behind you, so you're pretty safe from him. Ajax is safe from Hennessy. There's a 62-point gap there, but only 14 points back from Hennessy to Island, so that could change going into the final race. Other than that, things are pretty sealed up. Things could shake up in the back half of the pack, but again, the gaps there are so small. It's pretty much just going to come down to who shows up for the race. It gets pretty spotty as far as attendance. Everybody from 8th place on back has attended 3 or fewer races out of the 12 this season. So
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This season, like for real, you gotta think about GTA. That was tied on points going to the last race, and then it's going to be pretty, you know what I'm saying, anything could happen when the list right. And even in Group 1 at Le Mans, unfortunately, we're not going to be having a race before that because, you know what I'm saying, there's situation going on there. It's not really great for me. But even in that, like, between Frost, Stoney, and I, it's 7 points. So that's, like, crazy right there. And then, so we're going to do Group 1 in Le Mans. Anything can happen. I don't really know. Like, something really crazy would have to happen, really, with Frost, I think, you know what I'm saying, with the lead he has, and, you know what I'm saying, I don't really know much. But, so, yeah, that's going to be, is that next week? I believe that's next week.
Yep,
I think we have a doubleheader.
We don't know what days we're going to race yet, because typically we race GT Sport on Monday night, but since we're doing 2 GT Sport races next week, one of them is going to fall on Sunday. We haven't had the vote on that yet, but yeah, really tight gap between, gap between first and third is only 7 points. So with the way the scoring works, that's the difference between first and third. Really, it's 20-15-12, just like F1. So,
oh wow, I didn't even know that.
If you took first and Frost took third, you would come out with the championship.
Wow. So yeah, that's basically it. So, I mean, yeah. So all 3 of these series is wrapping up pretty tight, and that's literally what we want. And then going into I guess you could say remastered GTA 5 and then GT7. Like, it's only gonna, the content is only gonna get better. The racing is only gonna get better. This is literally the perfect time. Everything's kind of going in the flow with stuff. Hopefully, we can, going into the summer, we can get a lot of people back for GTA. And GT7, so you know the future's looking pretty bright for the league. So, yep, that's
Yeah, I
basically
think GT7 dropping is going to be huge for us. I'm hoping recruiting is going to go pretty well next season.
Yeah, I think people are going to be flooding that game like crazy, and we should get a lot of people to go ahead and join up. So
and we do have that the large turnout format for the kart series. We can do qualifying for the variety series to qualify into the race. We can only have 16 people in a lobby. So it'll be pretty exciting. If we get over 16, we're actually going to do elimination heats for the karting series. You'll have to qualify really into the what I think is probably going to be a Group 3 series next season instead of variety. But
yeah,
if we can pull that off, that'll make things a lot of fun going into next season. I can't wait.
That'd be really nice. But that's basically going to go ahead and wrap up this video, guys. And make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, you know what I'm saying? And also hit that notification bell so you guys know when I do post and upload so you don't miss any of those. You know what I'm saying? If you guys like this video, it's pretty lit, you know what I'm saying? We got Horse Thief Mile next, you know what I'm saying, for the finale. Try to see what we can do with this gap, you know what I'm saying? Then we got GTA finishing up, and then we also got the variety series finishing up. So you guys do not want to miss those either. We got a few fights going on. I'm trying to get a championship in the variety series. You got to stay tuned for that. We also got the money race coming up on March 6th, Group 1 at Le Mans. Make sure you tell your friends about it, you know what I'm saying? Hit up Stoney's thing on Reddit, you know what I'm saying? Hit up everybody, you know what I'm saying? Get into the Discord, go ahead and link up. We got actually a lot of people joining up. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys go ahead and do all those things. We're about to go and get up out of here. I'm going to see y'all later. Peace.